Hello friends, and welcome back to Farming the Beautiful Basics. This month we are going to be talking all about cake decorating. We've covered this before and we did more of like an old-fashioned buttercream, but this time I wanted to show a very simple way to decorate birthday cakes, celebration cakes of any kind really, in a very simple manner with natural ingredients, which is one of my favorite ways to go about it. Today I thought it would be best to get in the garden since we're going to be using all these really pretty flowers on top of the cakes. And I've got some gathered here and I'm just going to pick some while I'm doing this, but first I'm going to show you a very simple way of how I like to just cover the cake in buttercream. It's very easy, very rustic looking, but it's very beautiful and just simple and elegant. When you're starting out with a cake, you want to make sure that it's always frozen. It's so easy to ice that way. But with the buttercream, the consistency is everything when it comes to putting it evenly on the cake. Here you can see it literally slides on like silk. That's the correct consistency. You don't want your buttercream stiff unless of course you're piping it. But if you're not piping it and you're just wanting to get the really pretty rustic look, it's as easy as pie as long as you've got a beautiful consistency. You can see here, it just glides so easily. And I can get that really nice look that I'm wanting to get here at the drop of a hat. Like, it's so fast to ice these cakes like this. And in my opinion, simple is better. So this is kind of my go-to when it comes to icing the cakes. And you can just kind of clean it up here and there if you have little pieces that you feel like are a bit off. But look at that, that was super fast. So now I'm going to start, you can see I've already started placing a few of my chamomile flowers, but I'm also going to place 3 of my main flowers, which are roses. That's what I'm using here. You want to always, the flowers that you place around the cake need to be small and they need to be very simple. But then you want to pick 3 or 4 very dramatic flowers, which in this case it's roses, and you want to place only a few of those. And then kind of for my filler, I like fluffy flowers. So here I'm using Queen Anne's lace. And all of this stuff I've just picked around in my garden. But I feel like the Queen Anne's lace is just beautiful. I feel like it really adds a nice touch to it. And Bella and I kept getting really distracted by the beautiful butterflies and the zinnias. I'm telling y'all, grow you some zinnias. I do not water them. I literally clear a spot and then I throw the seeds out. I don't even bury the seeds. I throw the seeds out, put a little straw over it, and that's it. And then you have, oh my goodness, beauty all summer long. But back to the cake. So you can see here, we've got our little filler flowers, and I've got my chamomile, and which is the little tiny flowers that go all the way around. And then I've got my roses, but I'm also going to add a little bit of my Sweet Williams here. Actually, that might be phlox. I think that's phlox. But I'm just going to add them because they're not a, you can notice here everything is cream, white, and yellow. You want to make sure that you're getting the same color tones. And here, if I could have placed my yarrow on it in the full flowers, but I really wanted this cake to have a really dainty and I'm trying to think, like a very dainty and romantic feel to it. So I didn't want to place a super strong color like the yarrow, like the entire plant on it, or flower rather. So I'm just picking little pieces off and just placing them on so it keeps that really soft feel to the cake. I just think it's beautiful. But you can see here we're just kind of keeping it the same color tones. If you do that, you just create the prettiest cakes. I think they're very aesthetic that way. If you just stay within the same color tone range, it always looks put together basically, and it's super attractive to look at. But I don't like to make it look super overpowering with the colors, so you can actually just break the flower up like you can see I'm doing here. And so now I just want to kind of make it look pulled together. So I'm going to add a little bit of my lavender just so the greenery, I didn't want to make a full wreath around this cake particular, but you can see here it just kind of pulled it together. And it's very simple, but it's beautiful. I think you stick happy birthday on the top of this cake, or even a wedding cake. Like I did a friend's cottagecore wedding not long ago, and here you go, I'm going to show you right here. You add a second layer to that and you have a very beautiful, simple wedding cake. that you've made yourself. I'm going to add a big stunning flower on the top, which in this case will be a rose. And let's just kind of go over the top for a minute so you can see there's yarrow if you want to really add, you know, a pop of color. We're going to add some Queen Anne's lace here. You don't have to do this. I'm just showing you guys all the different options. But, I mean, it's so simple, but yet it's so beautiful. I've added more lavender on the bottom here. And you can just see there are so many options with decorating your cakes with natural flowers.